Hello, thanks for clicking in. My name is Elise Rehak, and I am a therapist at Riverview Counseling. I have been checking in with different tips and ideas for families. In presentations and working with families, the topic of anxiety often comes up. Parents want to know what to look for and how to talk to their children about anxiety and other mental health concerns. So, what is anxiety and how do you begin to talk about it? With continued change and uncertainty, anxiety for kids and parents alike has been high. We are continuing to find a new normal as change comes, and there continues to be uncertainty about the future. Anxiety tends to grow and thrive when we are unsure and feel like we are not in control. Anxiety can manifest in how we feel physically and in our thoughts, and our mental and physical states are usually tied together. Some of the warning signs we want to look for are changes in behavior in our children. Anxiety may show up as negative self-talk or saying unkind things about themselves, or asking what-if questions. Also, kids can become less open about school or friends, or a decrease in engagement with friends and in activities. Kids can also look more distracted and restless. If they are ruminating about worries, it can be more challenging for them to focus. Also, kids can be more irritable or act out when they are worried. Physically, symptoms we see linked to worry are stomach aches, feeling fatigued, or struggle with sleep and feeling less motivated. This is not an all-inclusive list, and seeing these things does not mean there is anxiety, but noticing these signs may warrant further investigation. So, how do we talk about anxiety? We want to normalize worry for our children. It is okay not to feel okay sometimes. There is nothing wrong with feeling uncomfortable emotions. It is what makes us human. Of course, I would rather feel silly, joyful, and excited instead of nervous or worried, but there's nothing wrong with me if I do. We want to know how to move through these emotions with the least amount of pain and suffering, but it is important to normalize experiencing uncomfortable emotions. Open communication in families about successes, challenges, highs, and lows can set the groundwork. We can regularly ask open-ended questions, seek follow-up, and talk openly about mental health to normalize conversations about emotion. Another way to normalize and encourage talking about feelings is to model that in our own behavior. We can identify emotions we might be feeling, then, most importantly, how we move through and manage those feelings. Of course, it is important that we are sharing appropriately, but we can model healthy expression and management of emotions for our children. To ask about anxiety, we might start by asking, what are you thinking about? And what do you notice in your body? Some kids may experience anxiety more through worried thoughts, some physically, and some both. We want to help them talk about what they are experiencing and work to connect it to their emotions to help them understand what anxiety is and then what tools they can use to move through it. During these conversations, we want to listen and allow for your child to express how they feel, their concerns, stressors, and anxieties. We want to validate how they are feeling, saying things like, I hear you're feeling nervous, or I totally get that situation being stressful for you. Supporting the emotion expressed allows for your child to feel supported in talking about what is bothering them. Sometimes, as parents, when we hear a problem, we want to go straight to problem solving, or we have a perspective with more life experience that allows us to see stressors differently. However big or small it may seem, the emotion expressed is real for that child and often uncomfortable, and we want to validate that emotion. Then we can talk about how they can move through that. This may include problem solving, talking it through, identifying ways to decrease stress, or looking if more support is needed. If during these conversations you, your child, or your family seems to show signs of anxiety, struggles to verbalize emotion, or seems to struggle moving through those emotions, know that help and support is available. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to continue to bring you tips and ideas, and I hope you all stay well.